Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about a new brand in the green clean beauty world, and that is Aether Beauty. They actually only have one product, and that is an eyeshadow palette that launched, oh gosh, it's only been out for a little while, and it's only available right now. The last time I checked, it was available on their website and on Credo, although it may be coming to other retailers. I don't really know. But if they have changed retailers or it's being sold anywhere else, I will let you guys know in the description box below. This was the palette that I was interested in for myself, and you guys had found it online and were curious about it too. So I was really appreciative of the brand sending me one of their PR samples. They are a new brand, so it is a big deal when they're able to send out PR samples. And what I found out along the way is that the founder is actually local to me, so I'm really excited. I'm gonna go and meet her later this month, so if I'm able to, I will share with you guys about that meeting, and we're gonna talk about some of the stuff that she has coming up, and it should be very cool. But we're gonna be talking about her palette today, which I have just been super impressed with. As usual, I'm going to show you guys how it applies. We're gonna do swatches and all of my thoughts kind of in between. So overview, this is an eyeshadow palette where you get 12 shadows. It retails for $58, so a bit of a steep price compared to other palettes that are out on the market. You get a mixture of matte shades, duochrome shades, and then shimmer shades. So you have sort of a large variety. They are all a pinky-ish hue. Aether Beauty actually refers to a term in Greek mythology, which was about the air that the gods breathed. So it sort of ties back to that celestial, cosmic mood, and I definitely feel that throughout the palette. So it does not come with a mirror, and that is because this palette is supposed to be fully recyclable, so it is printed with soy ink. It doesn't have any magnets or, like I said, the mirror that would make it not recyclable. Instead, what it has is a rubber band that you can use to secure it, and when you're done with the palette, you actually take off the rubber band because that's not recyclable. You can pop out the pans, and then the rest of the packaging is recyclable, so that's wonderful. This product is vegan, cruelty-free, and considered clean beauty. There is no talc. They use mica instead, which is great for those of us who feel hesitant towards talc or aren't sure how you feel about it yet. This is a great alternative because of the use of mica. The actual packaging itself is quite clever. It has this three-dimensional effect. It does have those lines like a crystal would, since it's called the Rose Quartz Crystal Gemstone Palette. Quite a name, but it definitely has the essence of a crystal. There are different planes that are raised, and the packaging in general is just beautiful. When you actually open the package up, you get a little card. This one says, "Shed what doesn't serve you as the rose unravels its layers to reveal the heart center of profound beauty." So this is in collaboration with Cosmic Collage. It's really cute. I'm actually going to keep this. I really like this side, so maybe I'll do my own little collage with it. I'm curious if everyone gets a different one or if everyone gets the same one. So if you guys already have this palette, let me know if you got this card and what yours says. I'm just curious about that. And then you actually open up the palette by taking off the little strap, and when you open it, you have the plastic protector seal that you can take off, and then you have 12 beautiful shadows all in the shape of a crystal. Now I swatched these shades to give you guys an idea of the color selection that's in it. You do have 4 matte colors, and then my interpretation is that you have 4 shimmer shades, and then the center are sort of the duochrome metallic finishes. Now I'm not positive about that. I think it could be open to interpretation, whatever you consider a metallic finish. For example, this one over here, which is called crystalline, maybe could be a bit of a like metallic finish just based on the color. I don't quite remember what order I swatched them in, so I'm gonna do my best to tell you guys what's what, but if it seems like I'm skipping a color in the clip that I show you swatching, just know I will cover all the colors. I just might have said these out of order. But the first is Stardust, and that is a white highlight color. Then you have Sandstone, a matte brown color. This is great, just a neutral color for any sort of transition. Then you have Rose Quartz, a really shimmery shell color. Next is Reawakening, which goes into sort of the center of the palette, and that is a duochrome color that looks orange or red depending on the light. Then you have Heartstone, which is right above that, and that one is another shimmer color, and it's slightly deeper than Rose Quartz, but again a pink color. Next you have Astarte. This is sort of a gunmetal shimmer color. I'm actually wearing it on top of some matte shadows that I tried from this palette today. We will get into that. I'll show you guys how how I applied it and everything, but it's really beautiful. It's definitely a shimmery purple blue color. Above that, you have Divine, which is a gold shimmer color. Below that, Aura, which is a purple shimmer color. I believe that Divine and Aura are also like duochrome / metallic. At the bottom, you have Crystalline, which is that smoky gray shimmer color I was talking about earlier. Then it goes to Grounding, which is a matte gunmetal gray. Then you go to Aphrodite, which is a almost lavender gray matte color. And the very top is Scorpio, and that is another matte brown, but this time a much deeper color. Overall, they swatched beautifully. I definitely noticed that the swatches of the shimmer colors were far more pigmented than the swatches of the matte colors. And a lot of you guys have been asking me about what matte palettes I can recommend, because one thing that I think Clean Beauty has gotten right are shimmer shades. I think you can find a lot of really good shimmery or sparkly eyeshadows. However, finding those good matte eyeshadows can be a bit of a challenge. So when I actually went to go apply these to see how they layered, I actually focused mainly on the matte shadows because I know that's what you guys are looking for right now. I used every one of them and then I topped it off with a shimmer shade. So I first went in with the color Sandstone, and I knew this when I was swatching it, but it was just reaffirmed when I actually put my brush in. The matte shades are a lot more powdery than the shimmer shades, so in the actual pan, and I was worried that that would transfer onto my face as fallout, but I actually found that once you press them into your skin, they are buttery and smooth and just blend beautifully and effortlessly. So I started off with Sandstone. I made my way over to Scorpio and did a little crease work. And once I had blended that in, I went in with Aphrodite in my outer corner, and then Grounding, the deepest charcoal gray in the very outer corner, and lash line, just to smoke it out a bit. And then on top of that, I used Astarte just with my fingers to add a little shimmer. So I noticed consistently that all the matte colors were powdery, but there was not fallout on my actual face. So I think this is something where the actual pan could get a little bit messy, the packaging could get a little bit messy, but I was really pleased to see that the matte colors were not super powdery on my actual eyelid. I think so far I can honestly say that these are the best matte eyeshadows I have found. They remind me a lot of the texture of the Han Malibu bronzer that I had tried previously. It's the sort of texture where it's a powder in the pan, but when you actually apply it to the skin, it feels so smooth and almost more like a cream. I know that sounds very weird to think about a texture changing between the pan and your actual skin, but that's the truth. It is buttery soft. They are so easy to blend out, and the pigment on these matte shades was great. They're definitely soft shadows. And I know one thing that I found when I first started Clean Beauty, I used Lily Lolo palettes all the time, and I really love them, and I still think there is a place in my heart for them, but some of their shades are really hard to work with because the actual shadow is hard, and it's hard to pick up enough shadow to be pigmented on your eye. Whereas this palette, you just simply dip your brush in, and that is plenty of shadow to have great pigment and to cover your whole entire eye area. The shadows all have a really soft finish, but like I said, you can really build them up to something pigmented. So I see the versatility. This is not, in my opinion, a neutral palette. This is definitely, in my opinion, more colors. However, I do think you can use it in a more neutral way. Just by looking with how the shadows are split up, if you are looking for an everyday palette, I would say stay away from the middle here because they are sparkly, they are duochrome, and that's going to add a little extra drama. But if you stick with these four up here or these four down here, you have a pretty neutral either night look down here or daytime look up here. So although at first glance this doesn't feel like an everyday palette and definitely feels more colorful than that, I do think there's a good balance of shadows, and I think you can get away with a lot of looks, and then you always have the center option if you want to add a little something extra. I really wish that I had this palette last week when I did that pink eyeshadow look, because man, there are some great pinks in here. Like I said, all the shimmer colors are super pigmented upon swatching, so I only used a couple of them on my actual eyes and I found that they were exactly the same, very pigmented, really easy to work with, but it was the matte shadows that I was mainly concerned about because of how they swatched. washed, but when I actually put them on my eye, I found them to be great matte shadows. In my opinion, these matte shadows are a step above the Honest Beauty matte shadows that I've tried, which is comforting considering the price difference between them. I just feel like the blendability of these are way, way better. Like I said, very soft, very buttery, and they just melt into each other. Like I used 4 different matte shadows and barely had to work to make a very complete put together look. They're not patchy at all, and on me, I have not noticed creasing yet. Now I will keep you guys posted. I haven't worn these shadows for a full day, so I will let you guys know how they are once I've worn them for a full day, but as far as wearing them for like 4 or 5 hours, they haven't creased on me, which is wonderful. In my opinion, especially with the holidays coming up, I think this is definitely worth the money. I know $58 sounds like a lot, but you have to keep in mind you are getting 12 shadows, you are getting clean products in here, and you're getting such a variety of looks. If you guys want to see more looks that you can do with this palette, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll definitely do maybe a little series or show you guys some different ways you can use it. This palette definitely has my stamp of approval on it. If you're looking for a cheaper alternative with those matte colors, I would still recommend the Honest Beauty shadow. I don't think, like I said, they're as blendable. I don't think they're as easy to work with, but they're okay and you can make do with them. However, if you're looking for what in my opinion feels like a higher quality, better performing product and palette, then I would check out this one. I'm really excited to see what they are working on next, because if this is any indication of where the brand is going, I think it's very exciting. I hope this was helpful for you guys, since I know a lot of you have had your eye on this as well. Maybe you can put this on a future gift list for yourself. Maybe you just want to treat yourself. This is a really great palette. If you have it, let me know how you like it, if you're loving it as much as I am. I'm super happy to have this in my collection, and I'm really excited to see what else that they're working on. All right, guys, that is it for me. I'm just gonna go and enjoy this eyeshadow and continue playing around with it. Like I said, I hope you found this helpful. If you have any additional questions that I didn't answer, just leave them down in the comments below, and I'll be sure to answer them as soon as I can. As always, thank you guys so much for watching and for all your support and love. Every time I read comments, I feel like it just encourages me to keep going. So thank you for all your lovely comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe down below for videos always featuring clean green beauty. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Bye.